Hi friends, welcome on YourPedia, the platform where you are getting regular mentoring for your upcoming May 3rd 2026 exam CBT for HPCL. Now bumper number of seats were advertised in Feb 2026 for HPCL, JEO and officer. CBT in HPCL is just one first step. The main step is interview and group task. So what happens is normally more than 5 times candidates are called for group task and interview, where there is elimination at each stage. CBT clearing is not difficult. Let me tell you friends, it is not difficult. That is reflected from the cutoffs of previous years. Why it is not difficult? Because question paper is set very simple. Now my today's video is related to some tricks which if you use, you will surely score 10 to 15 more marks in technical paper as well as non-technical. Out of 85 to 5 to 10 or 10 to 15 marks if you want to take higher compared to other students with the same knowledge. Use these tricks and that will be very helpful to you. And these tricks I am telling you with the example of previous year questions, that this is what is happening, something which you should keep in mind before you go for exam. And one more thing friends, with this video there is a link attached of HPCL WhatsApp group. Every mentor is going to provide you in next 10 days his favorite questions. Questions are repeated in HPCL. Same question is also repeated. I am not talking about the concept, I am saying the question. The same to same question comes in the HPCL exam. So previous year questions are very important. Concepts are very important for previous year, and all the previous year concepts and questions are solved by the mentors of YourPedia and are available to you in the form of marathon videos. Electrical, civil, mechanical, quantitative aptitude, reasoning, English. Marathon videos are available where mentors have solved the previous year questions and provided you concepts and expected questions for both JEO and officer. Take the benefit of that. It is available on YouTube, our channels, so you can check that and you can watch that. If you need content for all these previous year questions and everything, you need to join the WhatsApp group, that is where mentors are sharing. And last 10 days every mentor is going to provide you the questions, list of questions or content which have very high probability, more than 90% probability that it is going to come. Because for the past couple of years now, for officer 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25 papers are there. For JEO 2025 papers are there. Now mentors will make strategy. Mentors have made the strategy for this exam and they are sharing the content with all of you. So join the WhatsApp group, and I am very sure if you follow next 10 days, if you practice on those concepts, it will add to your score in technical also and aptitude also. Now let me share with you the strategy tips or the smart strategies which you should follow for getting higher score in this exam of CBT. So as you know, CBT has two components, 85 question, and to pass the cutoff you should keep a target of more than 120 out of 100. If you add it, it is 170. So out of 170 you should target more than 120 to pass CBT. 120 you will get if you score more than 60 in each part, and that is not at all difficult. 65 to 70 marks is pretty easy, that means 130. Certainly if you get more than 130 you will pass the CBT, depending upon the difficulty level also. These are the number of seats advertised this year for certain, like this is for officer category I am talking about, but for JEO also equally number of seats are advertised. This is the cutoff of previous years for different branches in case you have not seen it, and this is on an average, cutoff which you can think of expecting in 2026. Though on 3rd May when the exam is there, the mentors of YourPedia will come and tell you what can be the cutoff, and then you can start your preparation because GT and interview will be in the month of June. So if you score more than, in officer category, if you score more than 120 or 130, suppose your score is coming more than 130, you can be safe in officer category. JEO, if you score more than 120, you can be safe, like you can think of that, okay, I'll score out of I'm saying out of 170. So this score is out of 170, this cutoff also for CBT of different branches. Now let me share with you some of the strategies and tips. And listen to this carefully. I'll be giving you example of previous year questions to explain my point. Odd one out. As a answer choice, there are two kind of questions asked in CBT. One, which of the following is not the correct answer, and the second is which of the following is the correct answer. Which of the following is not the correct answer, आपको odd one out निकालना है. So if three choices are similar and fourth choice does not look similar, so which of the following is not the correct answer, which of the following is not kind of question में this works. I'll give you example. Second, elimination helps you a lot in CBT of HPCL. Elimination means do not look for right answer, eliminate the wrong answers. Suppose the question is which of the following is the correct answer. If you don't get the correct answer, at least you get which is not the correct answer, because this is it's totally wrong, it cannot be the right answer. तो eliminate करना दिमाग में रखना, because these small strategies if you practice, and you can practice it with the question which mentors are providing you, तो आपका दिमाग वहाँ पे चलता है, and then it is all about 5 to 10 marks, because many of you एक या दो नंबर से उनका CBT नहीं निकलता, एक या दो नंबर से उनका एग्जाम नहीं निकलता. So 1 mark also is very important. Radical statements normally are wrong statements. If the statements are radical, like only, always, absolutely, so these statements which are radical statement on one side, extreme side, normally are wrong statement. That will also help you to correct the answer. So these tricks which I am telling you may not always work, but most of the time these work. And the last trick which I want to tell you is this. This is what we realized actually. See this carefully. There are 4 answer choices, and the longest answer choice is the correct answer choice. Why it is happening? If you go to any AI tool, you will find that 80% of the times the correct statement is the statement which is the longest statement. That is, AI tool is doing that. And because YourPedia publication, mentors of YourPedia are using a lot AI tool, and using AI tool is not wrong. Many times students say, sir, you are using ChatGPT, Perplexity, Sora, you are using Gemini, you are using Cloud AI. Yes, we do. I mean, our team is using not less than 50 this entire tools. If you put on the tips, these people are using Canvas, Gemini AI, and all these Cloud AI and Perplexity and ChatGPT. We are using that, but it is being used to improve the quality of content and to improve and to predict the paper, right? So I am very sure the paper setter are also taking help of these technologies. Technologies are good, and when you start taking the help of a technology, for the last 24-25 onward, we started seeing that AI is being used a lot. Paper setter are also using AI, and HPCL paper, if it is to be set, already it has been set. And if AI tool is being used the way it maybe, if you see previous 21, 22, 23 paper of these years, you will not find that yes, a lot of AI was used. AI content, you can see that okay, question paper making also you can find out that paper making में हम लोग help लेते हैं उसका, और हर mentor लेता है. तो I am very sure people take the help of AI tools to, and AI tools में आपको एक uniqueness था दिखता है, उसमें होता है तो लंबा आंसर करेक्ट आंसर होता है. तो आप पेपर उठा के देखेंगे, आपको दिखेगा हाँ लंबा आंसर करेक्ट आंसर है, लेकिन ये हमेशा नहीं है. दिस इज नॉट ऑलवेज ट्रू. So as I told you friends, radical statements are wrong always? No, not always, but most of the times. Okay, elimination works? Yes, most of the time. Odd one out works? Most of the time. Longest answer is the correct answer? Many times. So use these tricks, and I'll give you example. Which of the following is not an object of environmental conservation? You know what is environmental conservation? I have taken this question from the journal engineering topics which are added in mechanical engineering officers paper, right? And this is true for all branches. So I am to find odd one out statement. No, sir, read the statements. Read the statement. Ensuring access to clean water and air. Okay. Protecting biodiversity. So A and B look like same. Combating climate change. First 3 statements look like same. I am fighting for climate change, I am protecting biodiversity, I am providing access to clean water, air. And see the D statement. I am to do industrialization without environmental regulation. So I am not to do environmental regulation. Don't you see D statement is not matching with first 3 statements, and I am saying not the objective. So odd one out. Which statement is odd one out? D. And the second, if you keep these things in mind and go to the examination hall, but these come with the practice. And if you are aware before the exam के okay, जो सबसे लंबी स्टेटमेंट होगी वो करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट भी हो सकती है. लॉन्गेस्ट स्टेटमेंट कैन बी करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. एंड ऑड वन आउट. So sir told these tips, sir told long statement can be the correct statement and odd one out I am to find, especially in the not kind of question. तो आपको एग्जाम में, and believe me friends, 5 to 10 marks depending upon your proficiency and practice, you can score high in your paper, and that may work for you. Which of the following domain is not typically covered under labor laws? Not kind of question, odd one out. So if the question is not, find the odd one out. So if the question is related to this, you have to find odd one out, right? So I am to find odd one out. Odd one out. What is the meaning of that? Something which is not matching. He is talking about labor laws, employment laws, labor laws. Industrial relations looks like, workplace looks like, employment looks like. So he is talking about in these three statements about industry, workplace, employment. But think of fourth, intellectual property. Is intellectual property matching with workplace or employment or labor? Answer is no. Odd one out. So intellectual property will not be the answer. And believe me, out of 85 questions, you will find 15, 20 such questions which you can solve with these tricks. If you follow these tricks smart enough, you can solve it. Which of the following is not the correct reason for termination of the contract? There is an agreement, there is a contract, and termination of the contract. I am not terminate kar dena contract. I am not respecting the contract. What can be the reason? What can be the reason to terminate the contract? There will be three reasons which will be correct reason. Fourth will not be correct. I am to find odd one out. Dispensing the promise. Now what is the meaning of that? Dispensing means the promisee to whom you have promised that I will do it for you. There is a person who promises. There is a person to whom promise is given. Okay, you are promisee. Who is the promisee? Promisee is the person to whom I say, okay, I'll do it for you. If the promisee, the person to whom I have promised that I will do it for you, if he dispenses of the promise, he says, no problem, you are free, don't worry about the promise, you are free. In that case, you are basically, you can terminate the contract. I have agreement, a contract with you, I am supposed to do it for you, but if you say no problem bro, no problem, I dispense off, so that is done. Compliance, I complied it, I fulfilled it. Impossibility, COVID आ गया, कुछ problem हो गया, I could not do it. Breach of contract, it looks like odd one. Breach of contract, मैंने contract को नहीं माना, I did not, I broke it, I broke the contract. Here the person says okay, no problem. Here you completed it, fulfilled it. Here I could not do it because it is impossible. No, it's a lockdown, how can I do that? But this I am breaching. So if it is breaching, so so this is the situation. No, compliance of the question was not the correct. Breach, yes, if you breach, then reason for termination of the contract, not the correct reason for termination of the contract. So I can terminate the contract, compliance with the if I am complying, if I am following the contract, that is not the reason. So compliance with the contract. Now compliance with the contract, if I am following the contract, why it should be terminated? So understand this. Compliance, impossibility, I cannot do the contract, I am not to do the contract because promise said no issue, I broke it, I did not do the contract. In these three situations I am not doing the contract, but in this case I am doing the contract. Odd one out. So in this case this is the odd one out, and again longest answer sometime can be the correct answer. So think of this. This is how it goes. These are very important tips actually, friends. Understand that. Similarly, now engineering professional ethics means what? Following your personal interest, following moral principles, avoiding the teamwork. Okay, if you avoid teamwork, how can it be ethics? If you obey the order of your senior, that is not ethics, that is discipline. Following personal interest cannot be ethics. Following moral principle, okay, ethics looks like similar to moral principle, and longest answer is the correct answer. Not true for deforestation. Extreme statement, deforestation is taking place only in developing country. Extreme statement is a wrong statement. Extreme statement. Now see this carefully. Longest statement is not correct statement in this case. So it is not always that long statement is the correct statement. In this case, extreme statement is a wrong statement. So again another example where longest statement can be the correct statement. that also you can see it can be the correct statement. So remember these tricks friends, and do not forget to join the WhatsApp group where mentors are going to share questions with you, most expected question, from where actually you can expect some questions on the basis of previous years. What question have been asked, will provide you, will release you the document where most expected question will be there. Thank you.